And yeah, I think this might be a slightly... I don't know. I was just looking at TaToH's island because before, like, he was obviously quite exposed to fire from the water run for quite a lot of his island. But I'm also looking at the fact that he's Japanese, as we talked about. He doesn't really have much chance to back dock in a nice place here. I mean, he can dock sort of down here in basically where he did in the previous game, with the islands looking kind of similar. TC very exposed to fire from the shoreline as well. That's within range of war galleys. But yeah, if you're Japanese, you're going to play a little bit more defensive typically versus a Hun player, Janik being Huns in the red here, who might play a little bit more aggressively. You look at the islands here, you see this massive private lake almost with a couple of narrow channels to defend. If you pick Japanese, you'd love to see something like this behind your island, but it's the Hun player that's got it. TaToH, meanwhile, not really anything good towards the back. He'll have to dock off towards the left hand side somewhere down here, or a little bit more towards the bottom, but that'll be more or less a front dock. Extra islands right between the two players. There's the extra gold island. Janik, 2 main goals right in the same spot. Perhaps if TaToH lands and takes over this area, he could completely deny Janik from gold. That would be a good move for TaToH. His own main goals, he's got one kind of close war galleon bodkin again, galleon or bracer maybe to reach that. But yeah, I don't like this TC that's within range of the shoreline in the Castle Age. See where the players choose to do their docks in just a moment. TaToH luring in his first ball once again with the villager. Doesn't like luring with his scout. And this villager will come out here and build a dock towards the southwest, so he's going to find a decent spot. Janik's building his one right on the front. Great aggressive dock position. Try and apply that aggression to the opponent as Huns. See how many fishing ships TaToH chooses to add, because he's not able to back dock. He'll probably end up having to do the same thing that Janik did in the previous game, which is to say, just pretty much standard Grush build. You know, he went up 25 pop, 20 villagers, 4 fishing ships and the scout. And then just, you know, won the water, used Japanese fishing ships that he kept alive. Got to the Castle Age in nice time. Good judgment by TaToH not losing that ball. Not losing that villager to the ball without loom there. Dock is out for TaToH. Over here. Not a very long rush distance between the two.
Timo.
Both players kind of neck and neck on finishing their second ball at this point. Deer pushed in. I'm looking at Janik's island, 3 here, 3 there for TaToH. That's really nice in Castle Age though. Assuming that TaToH doesn't have galleys, enemy galleys parked here, when he comes out and does his mill, he can put the mill on the barracks and get the deer straight away, whereas Janik probably won't take deer in this game. And that could really help TaToH in the Castle Age, combined with a little bit of a boost from his fishing ships. He is going to do the 4 fishing ship, 25 pop Grush build. Janik doing exactly the same, so we're going to have that build repeated, kind of from the first game where they both did this build, but their docks were literally on top of each other, and it was the decision making right at the start of the feudal age that decided it. This time, with the 2 players being a little bit more distant, we'll probably see that feudal galley war develop a little bit more, have it come down a little bit more to micro. And then the macro of seeing who gets up to the castle edge first. But TaToH, with slightly better fishing ships and being able to build a mill on his deer and the berries at the same time, I favour him to be castling first in this, as long as he holds his own in the feudal age, and that could therefore give him the advantage once he hits that earlier castle age time. Earlier on, I wasn't saying that TaToH knew about Janik's golds. I was saying if TaToH was to land, that he would be able to potentially take away the 2 golds of Janik in one blow if he landed crossbows or anything else here. It's just analysing Janik's map for vulnerabilities. So 3 docks up for TaToH. They're keeping the production through there. Where's Janik heading off to? Janik's first galley has come forward, ran straight into 2 of TaToH, so we'll have to go back. Janik was really spreading his spreading his galleys, lucky for TaToH. And it seems TaToH may get the better of an early fight. How early will Janik's extra galleys, random galleys, pop out? 3 more are going to come now, so TaToH will need to retreat. But TaToH has picked up a kill up to now. It's good for him, but manages to avoid a loss on the way out. Janik with a early 4th dock. We saw that in the first game, and I think it was one of the factors that cost him a little bit there. But TaToH's doing the same. I think the timing is better for Janik in this game. The first game he added that 4th dock when he wasn't ready to maintain production from them all, and it just meant that he had 1 less galley in the end. And with the docks being literally on top of each other, TaToH won it like that. Players continuing to micro against each other. It's pretty even up to this point. TaToH has... TaToH actually going to 3-1 now. I was going to say it was just 2-1. But Janik, throughout this time, is forced onto shorefish with just 3 fishing ships. So I think TaToH must have picked up a fishing ship. Must have been while I was briefly looking at the chat. But TaToH keeping his fishing ships working on deep fish out in the deep water. Quite far forward, so they might still be picked off if Janik manages to flank around. But advantage TaToH certainly in terms of fishing right now. Both players just continually microing their galleys at this point. All important, decisive 3rd game, of course, to decide who stays in the upper bracket and goes to the actual upper bracket final. But once again, as I said before the game kicked off, that's not the overall tournament final, just the winners bracket final in the double elimination. Just keeping a scout patrolling, looking for landings in the north. Galley numbers neck and neck, 11 each. Blacksmith will be built for TaToH, who's getting those deer from the mill position like we thought he would. But it's Janik with the earlier fletching time. These deep fish are really far away from the docks though, so it doesn't make shorefish terrible when they are literally touching the dock like this. 2 villager advantage for TaToH. Didn't spot if anyone did wheelbarrow, but they shouldn't have done it yet at this point. So that must have been a tiny little bit of idle for Janik. Micro continues apace, pretty even. But Janik getting a nice couple of picks in the last few seconds there. He's actually got more kills overall in the game, and I think one of those kills is a fishing ship, as I said, so I think that makes it 6-4 to Janik in galley micro. TaToH, of course, a player known for really good micro. Also really enjoys his water, so all the practice that Janik has been doing on water, and the fact that he plays water so much himself, really paying off for him here. He's doing so well. One of the spectators say Janik Strong Islands player, and he's showing it here. Oh, maybe he was questioning, but I don't know why he's questioning, because you can see it. TaToH's starting to get back out into the lead with a couple of galley kills again, but Janik still has more galleys overall on the water, so even as TaToH does slightly better in the kill to death, it's not enabling to get a numbers advantage overall. The player that is just won't disengage. Janik desperately wants to get behind TaToH's navy to try and pick off the fishing ships. He's maybe now going to suffer too much damage as he goes on by. 2 galleys going down easy, and now TaToH's taking a little bit of an advantage here. He's on 600 food, 250 gold. He can go up soon. Janik, as we thought, is 200 food behind TaToH. These deer really helping, along with the fishing ships. The market will come up for TaToH, and he'll be on his way in probably about 30 seconds, I would think. Let's switch back to his point of view. Yeah, I mean, he could even sell 100 stone if he wants to, but it's not necessary. He's going to pick up the fishing ships, and now TaToH has taken a good advantage on the water at this point, considering he'll also click up to the castle age just now, and he's actually going to get town watch before he goes, so he doesn't want to lose out to landings on the way up to the castle age. Janik already has his transport out. Let's see what's in the transport as the players engage once again on the water. Just a couple of galleys being picked off, 3 villagers and a scout, so TaToH's town watch that he did is already going to pay off. I wonder if, yeah, I think Janik's seen the market, so he's retreated, but then TaToH didn't probably see that, but he is anticipating it because he's already built the barracks, which he did quite some time ago, and followed it up with an archery range and outpost. His scouts patrolling in the north won't detect the landing just yet, will it? Will he? Will? Yeah, he's seen it now. Okay, there we go, he knows. He's also got more galleys on the water, just by 1 or 2. Certainly after that fight, the castle age of difference is about 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's in TaToH's hands right now. He knows about the landing. He has an advantage on water. Is he going to go on to win this game? Janik is going to land as Hun's 2 archery ranges. He's doing a stable, so maybe he'll add knights. Maybe he'll get bloodlines for cavalry archers. Who knows? Going to fight TaToH's scout with his villagers. Keeps 3 villagers alive on TaToH's island. How is TaToH responding? Stone walls on the water. They've disengaged a little bit. Still a slightly larger fleet for TaToH. Didn't get caught out not being on patrol there, and he'll really mop up that group by Janik there. So TaToH clearly with the numbers advantage on water now. He's going to stonewall everything to try and stop Janik getting in. Fortunately though for Janik, he's got that 1 archer on the tile that TaToH, but he stepped off it. He stepped off the tile. TaToH manages to get 300 HP on the stone wall tile. And 1 villager goes down to TaToH's single crossbow behind there. Janik now has to slow himself down and add siege if he wants to get in, or try and transport around it, but TaToH has the water. War galley done, bodkin done. Janik with barely any ships at this point, about 6. Trap scout behind the stable, as somebody in the chat pointed out. Yeah, indeed. He'd have liked to have had that scout there to be able to run in and deal with that archer and the villager, etc. Well, maybe, because it doesn't have much HP left, but that trapping the scout behind the stable is a loss there. TaToH preparing a landing of his own as well. He's got 3 more crossbows to add towards these 2. Just double siege workshop for Janik. He wants a lot of mangonels. And TaToH will completely clean up the water. You can even destroy all these facilities inland. Well, not the ones that are most inland down here, but these can be destroyed fairly quickly by a large number of galleys. Janik's completely off the water. What's he doing at home? Just the 1 TC. Of course, he's all in on TaToH's island. Double siege workshop says it all. He's even going to try and add some stone. Although, you know, he won't be able to really afford more than the tower with that. 2 villagers mining stone. TaToH's landed now. Janik has nothing at home, only a barracks. He does have stone for 1 tower, but now we see the crossbows. They're going to hit the gold mine, and they can go down here if they see that. Yeah, you can see that both golds are there, so he can completely take away both golds with the crossbows. As I was saying to the guy in the chat, telling me it was bullshit casting earlier. Sorry. I had to have my revenge against that comment earlier. But yeah, 4 crossbows for Janik, gonna hit TaToH's wood line. TaToH sent all of his crossbows across the water, of course, but he does have 2 left and 3 more coming from behind, and the Vils getting involved there. Bodkin +1 armor, so the Vils don't do much damage, but TaToH's got the units. He's even double stonewalled this. How's Janik doing at back at base? He's got no answer to these 5 crossbows. GG. Great landing by TaToH after winning the water and taking single just hammer blow against Janik's eco that he was woefully unprepared for. He's walled out Janik's landing, and he's really controlled that game from pretty much start to finish. I think it was kind of even on the water, but always those deer by the mill, plus the Japanese fishing ships, were gonna help him have the castle age time. And you know, TaToH throughout this series, whenever he's thought that Janik might land a little later on, he's been so early in building barracks and building an archer range on his island, and then just basically starting archer production on his island before the enemy has even landed. Great awareness by him. And he'll go through to the winners bracket final in Masters of Ireland against, let me remind myself, against the winner of Fire and Tim. And then Janik will drop down to the losers bracket to play against the winner of Vinchester or ACCM.